gym bag. Golly, gotta get that. Keep from forgetting it at the house. So glad I'm grabbing it tonight. Keep it in the damn car, then we don't have to worry about not having it. So we are getting very fucking close to being able to start our bulk. And I don't know if I've talked to y'all about this, but I have determined exactly how I'm going to be running my bulk, what my cycle is going to look like, the reasons why, and so on and so forth. So let's go ahead and talk about that. Even though it's not time yet, we're going to talk about it, and then you know, that way you guys know what's going on whenever the time comes. So we are going to do a traditional bulk and cut to gain muscle mass, and the goal is going to be to get as large as possible. We are going to cut all the way down to 10% body fat. Right now we're at 14%, 14.5, somewhere in that area, percent body fat. So we're going to cut all the way down to 10%. I'm going to utilize my body fat monitor to determine that I'm at 10%. I believe it's giving me the most accurate representation of my body fat. I looked at photos and did the photo methodology. I think I'm really close to the photos that I see associated with the 14% body fat. When I look at like 20% body fat folks, I'm definitely not in that range anymore. I've definitely lowered significantly from that just by looking at my physique. When I do the Navy test to compare it against, that test says I'm at 18.5% body fat and suggests that I should be at 17.6% body fat to be at a normal weight, and like you would just, the Navy would suggest you just carry that body fat percentage, right? So, and that uses measurements of the neck and the waist, or the neck and the wrist, age, and weight. Anyway, so that's what that provides you. And it's good to take those different calculations and just take them into consideration. But it's also good to look at photos at other people and then take that into consideration. Unless you're going to go get a DEXA scan, that's the only way to absolutely know. And that's like $300, I think. And you know, I'm crazy enough son of a bitch, and I'm addicted to this sport enough at this point that I might just put out the money and go get one and find out when I think I'm at 10%. When my body fat monitor says I'm at 10%, go get a look at the DEXA and get that most accurate form of measurement. But we shall see. We shall see. But anyway, when I hit 10% body fat, I'm going to move into a bulk phase. But for the first time I do this, I will move into a maintenance phase for two reasons. One, I have a ton of diet fatigue. I've been dieting for over a year now. By the time I hit 10% body fat, it's probably going to be a year and a quarter, maybe even a year and a half of dieting. but I have a lot of diet fatigue. So I need to allow my body time to recover from that. I need to allow my mind time to recover from that. I need to recover mentally from the amount of dieting I did. And also physically. But moreover, it's going to allow me, that maintenance phase is going to allow me time to determine exactly what my maintenance calories are in relation to my exercise and my cardio. So when I get to 10% body fat, my cardio will be dialed back to 30 minutes a day instead of an hour a day. And then my calories will be moved up into my maintenance phase. According to TDE calculators online. I'll put a link to the calculator I'm going to be utilizing in this video. If anybody else wants to go utilize it. It's free and it works. It works well. I like it because, you know, it allows you to input your body fat percentage, giving you a more accurate reading of what you should, where you should be, right? Anyway, once I have that, I will utilize the output that is given to me for moderate exercise for the first 2 weeks, and we'll just watch our body fat percentage, not necessarily our weight, but our body fat percentage, and see if it moves up or down. If the body fat percentage doesn't move up or down, and our weight doesn't fluctuate above, let's say, 5 pounds, give or minus, because we want to allow the loss of water weight, and we want to allow the addition of water weight when we eat carbohydrates, more carbohydrates, because we will be introducing more carbohydrates. Then we will have our protein be our body fat in pounds, but in grams. So your 200 pounds is where I think I'm going to probably hit 10% around, maybe 195, but in that area, that's where my protein will be set at for my maintenance phase. And then, good Lord, is all that shit really necessary? And then I will maintain that for the next for the next 4 weeks, right? So if it's all maintained, nothing moves up or down, body fat stays the same, weight stays within that 5 pound range, then we'll do another 2 weeks and make sure that it stays there. If everything stays the same for the 4 week period, then we're moving into our first bulking phase, where we're going to add just enough calories to gain about a ½ pound to 1 pound per week, no more than that. And then we're going to bulk up until we either get to 15% body fat or 20 weeks, whichever comes first, 20 weeks or 15% body fat. At that point, we're not going to take a maintenance period anymore. We're just going to cut down. We're going to move straight into the cut. And when we move into this cut, it's not going to be as an aggressive cut as we have been doing to get from the 303 down to the 10% body fat. And I think it was like almost 40% body fat or above when we started. So to get from that body fat percentage to the body fat percentage that, you know, we're trying to maintain here, which is between 15 and 10%, right? So anyway, what I was saying was, once we bulk, we hit 15% body fat. Now we're cutting back down to 10% again, and we're going to have a less aggressive diet where we're going to be losing 1 to 1.5 pounds per week to cut back down, no more. Then when we hit 10% body fat again, or we get 16 weeks, I believe it is. No, wait. 20 weeks. Then we'll cut again, or we'll bulk again, and then we'll repeat. I gotta look at that. Is it? I think that's off. I think it's like 6 months. I think it's either 4 or 6 months. Anyway, I'll look and figure that out. But once we get to that period, then it'll be time to bulk again. And that'll be the cycle that we'll do. 10% to 15% bulk. 15% to 10% cut. We would repeat that. And then once we get enough muscle mass where we feel confident, who knows? Who knows what we do? At some point, when I have more muscle mass, I'm going to cut down to, say, 8% body fat, right? We'll cut down at some point, we'll cut down to 8% body fat, and we'll just see what that looks like. Maybe we'll go through, 2 bulking cycles. So we'll cut all the way down to 10%, we'll get there, do our maintenance phase, and we'll bulk up 15%, cut down to 10, bulk up to 15, then cut down to 8%. And see what we look like. I think that's probably the plan. I think like 2 bulking cycles, then a cut down to 8% to really get a good look at what our muscular structure looks like. And then we'll decide, what do we want to do from there, right? Do we want to do that again? Do we want to think about maybe a show? I don't know. At some point, it would be cool. It would be nice. It would be fun to do one. I wouldn't mind being able to celebrate at some point by stepping on a stage. But we'll see when that is. I don't think our muscular structure right now is at a point where we could do that. I just think we have a lot of muscle to gain, and we really just need to spend some time in the gym gaining. And I think maybe at the 5-year mark, maybe we'll be ready to, show it off a little bit more. Maybe at the 3-year mark, who knows, right? But I do think it's going to take more time than the 1.5, 2 years. With 2 bulking cycles, that's probably another year on top of the 1.5 I had to take to cut. So in 2.5 years, am I going to have the muscle mass that I'm looking for? I don't think so. Absolutely not. But we should see significant differences in gains. And it's going to be badass to see what that looks like. And this is, where delayed gratification really comes in fucking handy. This is where you have to be able to picture a goal that you cannot see, a build that you would want, you hope your body will look like, and then go for that by targeting the muscle groups that need to be targeted according to the mirror, and focus on building the aesthetic that you're looking for. And that's the fucking sport part of it, right? That's the sport part of it. Can I manipulate my body to get the results that I'm looking for, right? And it's not easy. That's why it's a sport. It's hard. Not everybody can do it, right? It's like not everybody can play basketball or baseball or football or softball or whatever it might be, right? Everybody's not good at it. So this is one of those things, right? And while, you know, I guess I have to take that back. Like, while everybody can do some of those, there's some natural ability that help you achieve certain success in doing those things, right? And then, you know, we'll be able to determine, do we have that natural ability as we move forward? And then, you know, there's no bodybuilding's no different, right? There is some people that are going to be genetically gifted to be able to have a better physique than others, you know, and will we be able to get there? Who knows? But what I can tell you is, with bodybuilding, it is different, that you're not competing with other people. You're only competing with yourself and your own physique. You can always improve on your current physique. And being that you're competing against yourself, you can always get better than you were before. Now, can you get to the point that you're looking to get to, that you have pictured in your head, that you hope that you can get to? Who knows? And if you ever do get to that point, you know, you shouldn't be satisfied with that. You should have the next goal in mind, right? Your goal should change. I think within this environment, your goal should change as you progress forward. Your goal should progress forward. It should be something that you're always chasing, but can never quite catch. And you should slow down from time to time and take the time to enjoy the little goals that you set to chase that big goal, to chase that journey, right? Those little goals are the little wins. That's the things that keep us going, right? Hitting that normal BMI for me keeps me going, right? Fired me up. I was really like, there were times when I was like, man, it'd be nice to just go into maintenance for a couple months and just, you know, take off this dieting. But now I'm motivated. Now I'm re-energized because I've hit a milestone that I haven't hit before. And the energy is coming at the exact right time, because now I'm like, okay, 4% more body fat, cut that off, and we get to end this dieting phase. We're there. We can see the light at the end of the tunnel. We can see the goal that we've chased. So when we get there, bang, it's time to switch gears and go to the next goal, which is, let's determine what our maintenance calories are. Let's eat in maintenance for a month. Let's let our body recover. Shift into the next goal after that. Let's go into a bulking phase where we're gaining a half pound to a pound per week. And then let's move up to 20-week period or 15% body fat, whichever comes first. And then let's cut back down where we're cutting at 1 to 1.5 pounds of body fat per week, a little bit more aggressively than the bulk. You know, we want to get through that cut phase a little bit faster than the bulk phase, because we want to stay in that bulk phase as long as we can, so that we can build muscle for that longer period of time. And then when we're not building muscle in the cut phase, when we're just maintaining what we built and maintaining our strength, then we want to go through that a little bit faster at the 1 to 1.5 pounds per week. And it's at that point when you're within the healthy range, right? Within that 10 to 15% body fat range, healthy for men, you know, add 8 pounds onto that for women. But when you're in that range, that's where you bulk and cut. And you don't bulk and cut outside that range. If you're 15% body fat, you don't bulk up to 20 and then cut back down. And that's what I find through the research and the bro science to be optimal. 10% body fat to 15% body fat bulk, 15% body fat to 10% body fat cut. That's what I find to be optimal. Now, let me know in the comments if y'all think something different, if y'all have different opinions, if you've had a experience with a different cutting bulking cycle, if you think that the maintenance period should be longer after my 1.5 year cut. Let me know what you think, especially from, you know, your experience down in the comments. And also, while you're at it, subscribe to the damn channel. Let's build a community. Let's help each other out. Now I'm gonna go in here, I'm gonna get my workout in, then we'll debrief after. It's arm day. Let's get it done. Ooh. Shit. Good. Good. That was still too fucking heavy, honestly, for what we're trying to do. Definitely couldn't get a fucking squeeze with that shit. So we're just gonna lighten it up a little bit more. Want that fucking squeeze, control. So, something I was trying here is, you notice I got this little fucking hump right here. So, my focus is to bring my head down and touch it here. So that, kind of my cue, right? To making sure I'm getting that bend in my back where it needs to be. Getting my force on one. I'm really liking that. I'm feeling it a lot more in my abs. Oh, I like that. future Chad. So we got coming, and I like it. Oh yeah. I'll try to do this one. I don't think I can. We'll see. It's like, I think that's it. I don't know if I did that right. I have to go back and look. But we're getting there. We are getting there. All right. We got that workout in. We got a damn good pump in. It is cold as hell out here tonight. 32 degrees tonight. Cold as all get out. Ah, what a great pump. What a great not arm day. My arms feel very good. Like you're gonna fucking rip plumb out of the skin. And that's what I like. That's what I like. It was a definite 9 out of 10. I almost want to give it a 10 out of 10. But having the extra carbs in me, you know, feeling good right now. These high carb days just feel so good. So did we talk about pre-meal? Pre-meal was Rice Krispies and a banana pre-workout. Post-meal is going to be spaghetti. No, post-meal is going to be rice, extra lean ground beef, and barbecue sauce. That's going to be post-meal tonight. And maybe we'll have a little sweet treat. Might have a little sweet treat later tonight. This one treat I had last night was, which is just fucking amazing. Just take a sugar-free pudding, chocolate pudding, get some of those Lily's semi-sweet chocolate chips, 50 calories for a serving of those, and a protein shake of your choice. I'm using Premier Protein right now. I'm really digging that, and the taste of it feels good on my belly. Some of these protein shakes can fuck on my belly just a little bit, so it feels good on my belly. And anyway, you mix all that shit together, and if you have a stand mixer with a whisk attachment or a hand mixer with a whisk attachment, I highly recommend using that. But my dumb ass sat there with a whisk, beating the hell out of it for 5 minutes. That gets fucking tiring. I guess that's a good forearm exercise. So I whisked the shit out of it for 5 minutes, then put it in the fridge, put the chocolate chips in after putting it in the fridge for 5 minutes, and then ate it. And it was, I love pudding in the first place. So if you love pudding, it's the way to go. But it was freaking amazing. And I really dug it because I was really having a sweet tooth. So if you're having a sweet tooth, try hitting that up. It's only like 200 calories and you get like 25 grams of protein, 30 grams of protein out of it, depending on the protein that you utilize. So very good stuff. I definitely recommend trying that out. And then, just like we were talking about earlier today, you know, getting into the gym and tracking everything is going to be essential, right, for your success. You got to get in there, you got to track your macros, you got to track your calories, and that way you can determine what you're putting into your body, so you can determine what kind of an outcome you want from your workouts. And it's all dependent on the exercises you do, what you're putting in the body, your rep counts, so on and so forth. And that's what makes it a sport, right? Is because, you know, it's not easy, and you get to tweak it back and forth, and you get to find out what works best for your body, what works best for your body style, and what is the best thing for you to do to get the physique and the look that you're looking for, right? And that is the sport aspect of it. It's like you're competing with yourself to transform yourself into what this future state you have in your mind is, and you're competing to get there. And then if you decide to finally step on a stage as a bodybuilder, or maybe you never decide to step on a stage, you just want to bodybuild for you, right? You don't have to be on stage to be a bodybuilder. You can bodybuild just for you personally, and build your body to what you want it to look like just for you, and just hanging out around town and going, you know, and going to the lake and the beach or whatever, right? But anyway, but say you do decide, okay, I'm going to step on stage one day. Well, now you're being judged against other people and their physiques, right? And the best physique of the day is what's going to take home the trophies. So at that point, yeah, you're competing against other people, but you have no fucking control over it whatsoever at all, right? It's not like football, basketball, baseball, where there's a defensive aspect to it, and you have control over making your opponent slip up so that you can gain more than they do, whether that be in points or whatnot, right? So you have no control over that. What you have control over is yourself and your body, right? And what you do. And, you know, some of that is even subjective, right? And it's just like, what do the judges think at the time? You know, what are they looking for? What's the look they're looking for? Do you fit that? And if you fit that, you know, maybe you're going to place higher than you thought you would when you walked into the darn thing, you know? And I think that's one of the cool things about bodybuilding, is that there isn't a defensive aspect of it, right? You're not competing against anybody else. You're just simply competing against yourself. And you are putting the best version of you out there. And if you step on stage, you're just putting the best version of you against the best version of others to see who is going to come out on top that day, who the judges like the most, right? And to some degree, it's just like, if you get to the point where you can get on stage, I mean, how fucking cool is that? To even just to be able to say, I got my body to the point where I could get on stage and I could be competitive. Even if I don't win, I can be competitive. I can make a showing of it. That's a fucking accomplishment, right? And to accomplish that physique, to be able to go to a show and stand on that stage, you know, it's just a way for some people just to be proud of themselves and say, look what I accomplished, and show the world, look what I did, right? So anyway, I just think that that's, you know, very interesting to think about. But the plan for tomorrow is going to be legs, shoulders, and you know, we're just going to get in there and get the absolute best stimulus that we can get on our legs and shoulders to get the most growth that we can get out of them. Definitely had a win today with our workout. We definitely, you know, probably the motivation has something to do with it. I would think the motivation of, you know, cutting down below 15% body fat, hitting that normal BMI state that we haven't been in, you know, hitting those small goals provides so much motivation. And I'm sure that helped drive this workout and help push this workout because it was one of the better workouts that I've had in a while. But also the carbs. I mean, I have more carbs in my system, and I just work better off of carbs. Fast acting carbs work really well for me, and long acting carbs really work for me. But what doesn't work as well for me is fats. Fats mess my belly up. They make me anyway, they do. I ain't gonna get into what they do to my belly, but they mess my belly up and they make me uncomfortable. My gastrointestinal fortitude is not that good for fats, and I don't get a strong response, like a strong response from energy when I eat fats. I don't feel like fats fuel my energy the way carbs do. So for me, I would rather go lower fat, higher carb, right? So that's my opinion. So having these cycling days where I'm cycling the high carbs through the weekend and the low carbs through the week really allows me to have really good pumps, really good workouts on the weekend, and then you know, to cut that off and kind of dry out during the week and get a kind of look at what a bit of a drier body look like that's not holding as much water within the intermuscular structures. Now, is it necessary to carb cycle? Absolutely not. I don't think it's something that everybody needs to do. Is it beneficial for a beginning lifter to carb cycle, or somebody that hasn't been lifting that long like myself? I consider myself intermediate, right? So is it beneficial for an intermediate beginner lifter to carb cycle? Yeah, and I'll tell you why. I think really even as a beginner, you should just focus on your protein and focus on your calorie intake. And that's it for like the first year. But after that first year, focusing on, or even if you did 3/4 of the year, and then the last quarter of the year, you focus on the carb cycling, that's really good because it teaches you how to watch all your macros. At this point, you're hitting your fat goal, your carb goal, your protein goal, and your calorie goal. And you're watching all of those, and you're learning how to track all of your macros. And I think that is what is most beneficial for the carb cycling. It helped me kind of break back into my diet routine, maybe get excited about it, maybe pay a little bit more attention to what I was ingesting, make sure that I wasn't cheating as much, and it also allowed me to have a little more food on the weekends where I was feeling very restricted when I had been just counting calories and protein for that full year period. So being able to have a little bit more food on the weekend than I had for a full year, and then about the same amount of food during the week that I'd had during the year, and averaging that out so that it's bigger meals in the weekend, smaller meals during the week. That was really nice for me also because I'm a big eater, right? I know a lot of y'all aren't big eaters, or you can, you know, eat a lot and you can stay thin or whatever, but that's not me. I'm a big eater. I like to eat a lot, and when I eat, I can put on weight pretty quickly when I eat. At least that's been my experience in the past, right? So the point here is that as a big eater, and the carb cycling, it allowed me to be able to eat big on the weekends and really enjoy some bigger meals, larger meals than I would. And I also like to eat later at night. And I've been doing it for a damn year, so I know it doesn't have anything, it doesn't hurt your progress whatsoever at all as far as fat loss goes. As long as you're under your calorie deficit, as long as you're in your calorie deficit, you're gonna fucking lose weight. That's what really matters, being in the calorie deficit. And that's why it's so important that you count your macros. But as long as you're in that calorie deficit, you're definitely losing weight. So, and that's the name of the game. Whether you cycle, average it out, do it all the same, whatever, however you do it, just stay in a calorie deficit averaged out throughout the week, and you're gonna lose body fat. And if you're not losing body fat, well, it's because I got bad news for you. You're not in a calorie deficit. You need to back it down by 200 calories and then see if you lose weight that next week. If you don't lose weight by 2 weeks after backing it down 200, you need to back it down 200 more until you're finally losing weight. And then you just keep it there. It's that simple. Same thing with bulking. You go 200 above your maintenance calories and you see if your weight starts increasing. If your weight starts increasing, great, you're good to go. You keep it there. If not, you bump it up 200 calories more in 2 weeks until your weight starts increasing on a weekly basis, and then you just fucking keep it there, right? It's that fucking simple. But it's not easy. It's not fucking easy at all. It is simple. It is fucking simple. And then once you're in your calorie deficit, add some cardio, right? If you want to cut aggressively, add an hour of cardio. If you don't give a shit about cutting aggressively, add 30 minutes of cardio. But add some cardio in, and that's going to help you cut down just a little bit further along with your regular workouts. And the more days of the week you can work out, the more fat you're gonna burn, the more you're gonna lose. And you know, same thing with bulking. If you wanted to bulk, you could actually say, okay, I want to bulk, I'm going to, you know, hit these workouts, but you hit that, you get that calorie burn, that way you can eat a little bit more calories through your cardio, right? And that allows you to be able to pack on a little bit more weight while at the same time burning a few extra calories so that you're able to extend that bulk longer and put more muscle on over the period of that bulk. So anyway, that's it. I'm going in here. I am eating. I'm so excited to eat. And then I'm going to sleep. And I'm going to get up and do it again tomorrow. Y'all, we're dominating this shit every single fucking day. Today, we absolutely killed it in the gym. We absolutely dominated it in the gym, right? I dominated it as a dad, as a husband, everything I did today. At work, I dominated my day. It was a great day from beginning to end. And I want y'all to try to have the best day you can from beginning to end. And try to dominate your day from beginning to end. Remember, everybody else is out here participating. Everybody else is getting up and going to work, just trying to get through their fucking day and get their money in their pocket, and that's it, and go home and relax, and maybe, you know, go to the gym for 30 minutes, get a quick workout in, and you know, just meandering through their fucking day, happy with where they're at, right? And you don't have to be, right? You don't fucking have to be. You don't have to be complacent. You don't have to be striving for the participation trophy. You can be the one out there dominating every single aspect of the day. So, anyway, have a great night, great day. See y'all tomorrow. Do it again.